Social Security Earthquake 2025. Shocking new rules, reshape checks, payments, and retirees' futures. For millions of Americans who depend on Social Security as the backbone of their retirement income, the news that sweeping changes have just been confirmed is nothing short of life-altering. These updates are not small adjustments tucked quietly into the fine print. They are major shifts that will directly affect seniors, SSI recipients, and SSDI beneficiaries before October even comes to an end. If you are waiting for your monthly payment, if you rely on that money to pay for groceries, housing, healthcare, or even to keep the lights on, these changes could alter not only when you get paid, but also how much you receive and how your benefits will be managed going forward. The reality is that this update touches every single person who relies on Social Security, and it is one of the biggest announcements of the year, demanding the immediate attention of all recipients. The Social Security Administration has set these new rules into motion, and the ripple effects are already being felt across the retirement community. For decades, Americans have operated under the belief that Social Security was a steady, reliable program that they could count on. But what we are now witnessing proves that even this system is not immune to change. With millions of baby boomers retiring, with fewer workers paying into the system compared to the number drawing benefits, and with growing concerns over the long-term solvency of the trust funds, something had to give. These changes are the government's attempt to secure the program's future, but in the process, they are reshaping the retirement plans of millions today. Current retirees, those preparing to claim within the next few years, and even workers decades away from retirement will all feel the effects. One of the most notable changes revolves around the cost of living adjustment, or COLA. For years, these annual increases were calculated based on the Consumer Price Index for urban wage earners and clerical workers. That formula has now been modified to factor in additional metrics that could result in smaller increases for many retirees. On paper, it may seem like a minor tweak, but in practice, this could mean thousands of dollars lost over the course of retirement. For someone depending on their check to keep up with rising grocery bills, skyrocketing rent, or medical costs, the difference is significant. This change has left many beneficiaries feeling unprepared and unsure how to adjust their budgets for the future. Another critical adjustment involves the earnings limit for those claiming Social Security before reaching full retirement age. Many people plan to keep working part-time while drawing benefits to bridge the gap between retirement and full financial freedom. Under the new rules, however, the earnings threshold has shifted, and more people than ever may find themselves penalized by reductions in their benefits. The logic behind this change is to keep the program balanced, but for retirees counting on even modest extra income, it can feel like a punishment. Suddenly, that side job at the local store, the consulting work, or even seasonal employment could cost you part of your Social Security check. This forces difficult choices on those who simply want to remain active and supplement their income. The connection between Social Security and Medicare also plays a massive role in how these updates will impact retirees. Because Medicare premiums are typically deducted directly from Social Security checks, any changes in premiums directly affect net take-home benefits. With new adjustments in place, many retirees will see smaller monthly checks than they had planned for, even if the gross benefit amount remains the same. For individuals already stretching every dollar, the reality of seeing less in their account each month is causing widespread concern. Add to this the unchanged taxation thresholds, which have not been updated in decades, and suddenly middle-income retirees are finding themselves paying taxes on larger portions of their benefits than ever before. Personal stories illustrate the seriousness of this. Take Mary and John, for example. Both in their early 60s, they had carefully mapped out a retirement plan based on their expected benefits. They anticipated enjoying a comfortable retirement, traveling occasionally, and covering their healthcare costs with ease. But after factoring in the new rules, they discovered they would be receiving about $400 less each month than anticipated. That equates to nearly $5,000 a year, a staggering sum for retirees. Their entire plan had to be rewritten. They had to reconsider working longer, delaying retirement, and cutting expenses they thought they could afford. Their story mirrors that of countless other Americans now facing similar realities. Yet, despite the challenges, it is not all bad news. There are strategies that can be used to mitigate the impact of these changes, and in some cases, even turn them to your advantage. Timing your claim has always been important, but under the new rules, it has become absolutely critical. Delaying benefits, coordinating spousal benefits more carefully, and strategically planning withdrawals from retirement accounts can significantly increase lifetime income. The rules around spousal benefits, survivor benefits, and divorced spouses' benefits have grown more complex, and many couples risk losing thousands of dollars if they do not fully understand the new restrictions. Knowledge and preparation are the keys to avoiding costly mistakes. Disability benefits have also undergone modifications, with stricter medical evaluation processes that could affect both current recipients and future applicants. For those relying on disability income, these new hurdles can feel overwhelming. Meanwhile, survivors, widows, and widowers are facing changes that could leave them with less financial security after the loss of a spouse. And public sector workers, who may not have paid into Social Security but rely on pensions, will see changes to how their benefits are offset through the government pension offset provision. Every one of these shifts requires a reevaluation of retirement strategies, especially for those already juggling multiple income sources. The long-term stability of Social Security is the driving force behind these adjustments. Policymakers insist that these changes are meant to extend the solvency of the program and secure it for future generations. While that may sound reassuring on a broad level, it does little to ease the immediate anxiety of current retirees, who now have to stretch smaller checks further than ever before. It is a reminder that Social Security, though vital, cannot be the sole pillar of retirement planning anymore. Having additional sources of income, such as personal savings, 401k accounts, IRAs, or other investments, is no longer optional but necessary. Diversifying retirement income streams is now one of the most important financial strategies for ensuring stability and peace of mind. It is also crucial to consider taxes, healthcare costs, and even life insurance as part of a holistic retirement plan. With more benefits falling under taxation, smart tax planning becomes critical. Deciding when to withdraw from retirement accounts, how to balance taxable versus tax-free income, and how to manage healthcare costs through Medicare all matter more than ever. For couples, coordinating when each spouse claims benefits could make the difference between struggling and thriving. And for survivors, the changes to survivor benefits and offsets underscore the need to review life insurance policies and estate planning strategies. These adjustments may feel daunting, but they are not insurmountable. By taking action now, by studying the new rules closely, and by adapting your strategy, you can still secure a strong financial future. Stories like Janet's prove this. She was initially devastated when she learned her expected benefits would shrink under the new rules, but after carefully reevaluating her retirement age, delaying her claim, and adjusting her saving strategy, she discovered she could not only recover but actually improve her long-term outlook. With the right moves, setbacks can be turned into opportunities. The bottom line is clear. Waiting passively for these changes to affect you could cost thousands of dollars in lost benefits. Everyone, whether already retired, about to retire, or years away from it, needs to understand how these new rules impact them specifically and take action accordingly. Social Security is changing in real time, and staying informed could make the difference between financial hardship and financial freedom in retirement. If you found this information valuable, do not keep it to yourself. Share it with friends, family, and loved ones who rely on Social Security so they too can prepare. Leave your questions in the comments so we can address them in upcoming discussions. And most importantly, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Social Security is being rewritten before our eyes, and the only way to stay ahead is to stay informed, proactive, and ready to adapt.